My name is Prathamesh and Prathamesh Naravne. I'm an artist manager, booking agent, and I've just started my outfit called Yoga for Astronauts. So I live in Bombay, born and raised there, and yeah, that's my story, or at least the introduction to my story.
Yeah, so you vote, or if you don't vote, I mean, what's your take?
Honestly, I mean, I have followed politics to a certain level. I mean, because it's always been around in family. But either due to laziness or some or the other reason, I never ended up going and getting myself an election card after I became eligible to vote. And elections happened a bunch of times after. So every time, I was told by my parents, some or the other excuse creeped in, and I somehow was never inclined towards doing it. Uh, I realized it much later in time that this kind of aversion towards it, instinctive aversion towards it, had some meaning, because otherwise I would have just done it. Because most, I mean, normally when your parents tell you some things in a more serious tone, and when they're meant for your good, you tend to listen to them. But in this case, I don't know, for some reason, I've never tended to it, and
So you can, in a one short sentence, you can say you have an aversion towards.
very instinctive. It's like I mean, I don't force or I don't logically think about it, but it's just that now. And then if you have to put a logical angle to it, then yeah, well, the system has failed, and there's no one doing the right kind of stuff that actually needs to be done to get some get the country in a direction that's ahead in time. Or so, I mean, I don't see the point of anyone changing anything for good, and I wouldn't know what I'm supporting. And at the end of it, this country stands tall on this huge and heavy, foundation of manipulation. And I think that's what works in this country. So wherever there's room for manipulation, I think the whole idea or the essence or the emotion behind voting, or the expectation that one has out of doing it, the person who takes that much time out of his day, of his valuable day, is completely crushed. And then it just boils down to the same thing, that it's a sheep mentality, and there's some facts being thrown at people for them to get hooked onto, and these are baits, and the moment you fall in it, and after a generation or two, it's just difficult to drive it out of someone's mind, because then it becomes a part of your blood. And yeah, it's sad, but thankfully I've kept it out of my blood. So I'm 27, and I haven't voted yet.
And similarly, what is your take on legalization of cannabis?
Wow. Well, I don't see no reason why it should not be legalized. I mean, technically, medically, the effects are less harmful than most medicines that are sold over counter. To small little things and problems like even kids getting high on correction fluid and Chorus Erasex and things like these. I mean, that's more of a problem than even cannabis. I think just because many people have started to realize the value or importance of it, it certainly has become a kind of a negative point in the government's favor, because they're like, shit, we've been saying this is not good, and this is just rising to the point wherein everyone wants to do it and everyone wants to give it a chance. But so it's more of an ego issue, and that has actually led to something like this happening. Because if you see the first world countries, there are provisions wherein I think more than legalized, it should just be regulated. And once there's regulation, obviously it can be done in legal ways. I mean, there's nothing wrong about it.
Brilliant. Actually, I mean, even then, what why do you think people should watch Boom?
Well, honestly, because the word Malana has become more than just a destination. I mean, it's become a question of intrigue. It's become everything for people. It's changed their paths, their ways of thinking. So I think the way it's shot, or at least from the trailer, what I gathered, I'm really looking forward to see the movie. Is that it's the center or the focus is not what essentially people go there for. It's shown in the right light when it was a part of their life, but now it has become a question. Now it's become an issue. It's become a topic. So their very existence is in question. And I think that's what I gathered from the trailer. And it's done through the eyes of a small little girl. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to see how a small child can actually unfold a story or a big mountain of intrigue that lies in the Himalayas.